All right, we're running. All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. First of all, we'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Chakadash. We want to give double honor unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and shalom out there to the whole for expedition is truth and all sincerity, all right? Yeah, here again, another week, right? And we're in the midst of the Feast of Tabernacles at the moment. And story goes back with us going back, when we was in the wilderness, living that intense and stuff, right? So we'd keep the feast to emulate us doing that, right? So we go out of the cities and all the fancy living that we got, because we got a kingdom now, so everything's built up, got houses and stuff now. So the Lord would have us go back out there just to remind us of where we came from, right? And so it made me thinking about these last days, right? And these last times, right? Scripture speaks about being pilgrims on the earth. If you want to find that for me, it might come a point in time where we're gonna have to actually physically leave our homes. All right, we're gonna have to be taken out of the comfort of our homes. Even though Jake's living, our living is not particularly great at times, right? But we're not even gonna have the comfort of like the four walls, to protect this kind of thing. We're gonna be out there in the wilderness once more, right? Being moved in the spirit, having to find shelter and refuge in different places, different areas and whatever. All right, so maybe we should think about that as well while we're in the Feast of Tabernacles, because this is going to happen again for us, in the time to come. Okay, when this chaos, covers the earth, right? Whatever.
Yeah, this is book of Second Ezra, 16 and 40. I'm from 39. It says, "Even so shall not the plague be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side."
Right, so we're in the midst of the last days, right, where the Lord is bringing these plagues and pestilences against Babylon, against Egypt, just like he did before, right? Beginning with America, beginning with Esau's kingdom, right? The Lord is bringing more plagues and pestilences, and we're about to go into another one by the sounds of things, right? Esau talking about the next plague to come up on the earth. So winter's going to be an interesting time. You have a resurgence of the CV and its new variation, right? So we're going to see what Esau's going to do with it this time. Because if we expect him to go harder, well, I expect him to go harder, right? Because this time is running short. So when society collapses and all these plagues and pestilences happening, and people are start losing their minds now, you're not going to be safe in your home. All right. So it may be when people are running in your house and stuff like that, trying to take food, trying to take whatever you got going on in your house, you might be better just to leave that house. Leave those things behind. We're not meant to be attached to anything anyway. So through the spirit, we're gonna end up out there, in the wild, right? We got to catch our own fish. We have to catch our own fish.
That's what it is. And enjoy it.
Enjoy our fish. That's right. We're gonna have to do these types of things that we're maybe not used to doing. I say I just come back from a camping trip with one of the brothers and my boy. We did a bit of fishing and that. Just trying to remember the occasion and trying to be used to being outside a typical comfort zone. Being on the move and that kind of stuff, because well, not that it will happen at some point. All right.
Oh my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evil be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
Be ready to the battle. Be ready for the warfare, right? And it's not talking about necessarily a physical warfare, because the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. This is a spiritual warfare. Okay, against principalities, man. The things that are happening on the earth, right? And so, like I said, we're gonna find ourselves in situations that are not comfortable, that we don't usually find comfortable, right? But that is the path that we must walk, right? Through much tribulation, you shall enter the kingdom, right? With much trouble and trials, right? That's what we have to go through. All right.
He that fareth, let him be as he that freest
Oh, sorry,
away.
sorry, you read the pilgrim part, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can read that part again. So
O my people, hear this is the second Ezra 16 and 40. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
So we know it's evil was in that bad time, right? Because that's what's coming upon the earth. It's clear to us things are only getting worse in the earth, right? And there will come a point in time where this place will absolutely collapse, and society won't recognize it, man, to what you're used to. You know, the days of walking through the park, there's children out here, parents out here, just casually going through the park and all that kind of stuff. That's not going to be able to go on anymore. People are going to be scared to go outside. No people that are going to go outside are people that are prepared to die or to kill, because it's not going to be safe outside, man. You know, most of the women and the children, they're going to be kept inside somewhere, hiding somewhere. You know, whether it be in a house, whether it be in the woods, wherever it is that they've managed to hide themselves, they ain't going to be trying to go out there and open with those people around, because it's going to be like The Road. Movies like The Road in that post-apocalyptic kind of time of era, where you don't really want to get spotted, because they might roll up on you, man, and take your woman, take your goods, So yeah, man, things are getting scary in that time, man. But we're gonna have to be pilgrims on the earth, moving from place to place, wherever the Lord guides us to, man. And it's the same when the apostles and the disciples are going around teaching, man. They go from city to city, and they have to lodge refuge somewhere. They didn't really know where they were going to end up. They were just moving in the spirit, and some man will, let them in, let them stay. Same with the Lord, right? They just, let him stay. So that's how we might have to be moving, man.
It goes on to say, he that feareth, let him be as he that fears away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose.
Right. So these things, these possessions that we may have, right? They were going to disappear in the end anyway. And this is why we know we shouldn't be attached to anything that we possess, because the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. These things the Lord has given us are only temporary things in this world. The things that are permanent He's given us is His faith. That's what we're going to carry with us, man. That's what's going to deliver us in these times of trouble, our faith, because the Lord's going to protect us, man. Right? But these possessions, let's say brothers have got things, and people at the world got things that things that they would perceive to protect themselves with, extra food, weapons, and whatever, right? But these things are not only going to be the things to protect us. Okay, it's going to be Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, and through our faith we're going to be protected. So those things that the Lord's given us, those things are permanent. But the material things, man, they're all temporary. Okay, so they're going to disappear at some point. So you're going to be left to rely on your faith to get through on Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Jeremiah 9 and 23. That says the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might.
Right, especially if your wisdom's in this world. You got the Bear Grylls of the world and this. Well, you got the bunker. I know all the. I'm not saying it's not good to know these types of things. If you know them, that's all good in it. But like, I know this mushroom. I know all the the berries, and that's all good. But ultimately, you can know all that stuff. All the survival techniques. You got all the colloidal silver and all this stuff. You could have all that information and knowledge in that, but ultimately, that's not what's going to save you in the time of trouble. Because those things don't have to work if the Lord doesn't want them to. You can still drop dead. Don't matter you doing all the kind of stuff, wearing bulletproof vests, got all the nunchuck skills and got all the strength. Those things are not going to protect you in those days, man. If the Lord wants you dead, you surely will die.
There's a manner way Messiah gonna walk. Gonna make you end your. Gonna hand you your life, actually. You're gonna give you heart attack, stuff like that. You may found yourself in lifeless, man.
So I mean, you might just go out somewhere and just find out you're allergic to something you never knew about. you just drop dead. But there's plenty of ways the Most High can get to you. So trusting in these things, in this wisdom that you may have, or in material things that you might have, that's not going to cut it in these last days, man. This is why this thing is a spiritual thing. We're going to get through this through the spirit, not through the carnality of the world, you know.
As goes on, he said, let the mighty man glory in his might, let not the rich man glory in his riches.
Right, so you got men that feel safe because they're mighty, because they've got martial arts or the MMA and all that kind of stuff. They got the powerlifting on lock, the deadlifts on lock, and people put trust in these things. They make things that make them invincible in a way, or better off than somebody else. But flesh is flesh. You got this. You got to run through the same like everybody else. You got heart and lungs, and any one of them go, you're in trouble. Get tired. These things don't make you invincible, man. So when it comes to death, you're just as susceptible to death as anybody else. Yeah, you might have an advantage or a hand-to-hand combat with a man that's got no weapons or whatever. Yeah, maybe. But in the time that we're going in, all that shit ain't gonna fucking matter, man. Because death is gonna surround us, man. Death is gonna surround us, man. So you can't be sure in those things anymore. The rules have changed. All right, the game has changed. All right, and it's the same with the rich man. They feel safe because of their riches. Like the purge, the man thought they were safer because they had the higher security levels, right? The higher fences, electrified fences, the bunkers, and the storage. They think their wealth protects them, because money does. The scriptures does say money shall be a defense, but it can't defend you against everything. It can't defend you against the judgment of the Heavenly Father. It doesn't matter how much money you got. It doesn't matter where you decide to put yourself on the earth. You got something there?
Yeah. It's the book of Ecclesiastes 9:11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, not yet riches to men of understanding.
Right? It's not going to be about those things, because that's what the world believes in. But it's not going to be about those things in the end of the day.
Nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happens to them all.
Right? And who's in control of that time and chance? The Heavenly Father. So yeah, you can have all the skill, you can have all the money, all the might, all the wisdom. But like I said, the Most High wants to take you, he'll take you. All these men can die with bullets. And there's gonna be a lot of bullets and knives and all that kind of stuff going on in that day. So don't trust in these things, is what I'm saying. Don't feel you're any safer than someone that hasn't got those things. Because like I said, the Most High is in control of all the things. Because we might be in a tent, for instance. Now a tent on the surface of things is very fragile. It's not very protective. Someone could just run through easy. So it wouldn't be hard, right? In comparison to someone that's in a house or a fortified place or whatever, that seems more protected. You seem like you've got more protection there. But if the Lord is dealing with the guy in the tent or dealing with us in the tent, we're more protected than the guy in the fort. It's just how it is, man. If the Lord is dealing with you, man, you've got the hedge. Now you might not feel safe because you're in the tent, but only the Lord is built a hedge around you, man. And no harm should come upon you, man. If the Lord, that's what the Lord wills.
Well, even the spider, they're going to be found in the castle, man. So Moshe may find a way to put them in your enemy inside your comfort zone, man.
And this is the thing, because like I said, there is many ways the Most High can kill a person. There's a unlimited amount of deaths that can be assigned. Like you might be. I always like to think about this one. You mentioned like the insects and things like that, the spiders and whatever, right? Because they're tiny. And as much as we think, oh yeah, they're not poisonous, they're safe. But most times just have to make it their own poisonous, then, isn't it? It's no big thing, But like, let's say you're you're deep in a bunker, right? You got your wife there, your children there. What if she just goes crazy? What if your woman just goes crazy? What if she loses her mind, man, and just kills herself, kills the children? She goes mad, How are you protecting from that? You can't. or you get some sort of infection, you know, but your antibiotics is not working, or anything like that, because these things don't have to work. And there's already been a problem with these antibiotics and stuff anyway, because they've been used so much. You know, the penicillins and that kind of stuff, they're not really working properly anymore. So these new viruses that come, it might be overpower them. You know, the antibiotics might not work. So you just never know, man. It's what I mean. People take things for granted, man, but you got to find out. You know, that's why when you see the men of the Lord come out of this, and you got to know the Lord was dealing with these men. You know?
I was going to say, for man also knows not his time of the fishes that are taken in an evil net. Again, for man also knows not his time of the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and of the birds that are caught in the snare. So are the sons of men snare in an evil time, when it is forest suddenly upon them.
That's beautiful, man. You know, because we were talking about fishes before we started, man. But, you know, because what does the fish know? Before it's caught, what does it know? It doesn't know anything that's going on. You know, but you get caught up in the net, like, and now what? You're stuck. You didn't know before you got caught what was going on. It was just swimming, and that's what these people are like. They don't know what's going on. They're just moving through life as usual. You know, going to work. You know, going out and you know doing the things that they usually do. They don't understand or know what is going on around them. And this is the thing, is that Esau is able to lay all these snares and all these traps, which the Most High is getting them to set, and they're just going to walk into them. But that's how low man is on a you know, on a thought level. They don't understand or see what's going on, so they're just going to get caught up in the net. That's how the Lord wants it. You know, except for those who He's given the sight to and the ears to hear, right? We see and understand the things that are going on around us. That's why we're not going to get caught out as a thief in the night. You know, because we've been made to be awake, to be watchmen, to watch out for Him. You know, but these people are just going to get caught up, man, like they were just fish. You know, unawares.
Because I mean, you can see. Well, I mean, try to bring the pulling man, isn't it? Yeah, the pulling man is oversee what? The evil, isn't it?
That's right. That's right.
Compared to the people of this world, man. So most of the people of this world, as brother said, they keep swimming, going, down, I mean, the stream, man, swimming, man. They don't care what is going on around them, man. They don't watch about prophets, you know, the events that are happening around the world. You know, they don't consider them. So they're gonna be caught up unaware, you know, when the evil time comes. Man. Yeah?
I say, and we're in the midst of an evil time. People don't even think about it, really. They don't understand how the world is crumbling. Esau's kingdom is crumbling. The everyday lives of these people is disappearing. But they're trying to maintain it. But eventually it's not going to be maintainable, man. You're going to have to, it's going to be like Mad Max out here, you know? Mad Max world, man. Yep.
I'm going to go back to it's a book of Proverbs 22 and the 3. A prudent man foresees the evil and hides himself, but the simple pass on and are punished.
Right, so fish are simple, right? And so are these people. They're simple. Okay, they live in denial, they live lies, right? And so they don't want to see the evil, so they just be ignorant to it. It's easier. Ignorance is bliss. They have that saying in the world, right? They'd rather be that way because they don't want to be troubled with reality. Because reality is not nice. This world that we live in is not nice, man. And you know, to deal with it is strenuous. It's vexing. It's painful, right? So people would rather not deal with that. That's why you hear a lot of people talk about, oh, I don't watch the news no more because it's bad news all the time. They don't really want to deal with it. You know, just pretend that everything's okay because nothing's happening here, like in England per se, where they are. You know, they don't care about what's happening over there. They're not thinking about how that's over there is going to affect what's happening here. But everything has a ripple effect. It will reach, and this place will suffer like that place is suffering, or another place is suffering. You will experience the same experience that they're going to have at some point. You just don't know it yet because you're simple. But the Most High is sending the world into chaos, man. And it starts with that point, or that point, or that point. Eventually, the whole world is going to be engulfed by this chaos.
Yeah, like inflation, man. And now when you go to the shop, I mean, supermarket, whatever, where you shop your grocery, it's like, I mean, you pay things double, man. You know, you pay. I mean, the things that you used to buy just for less money, now you have to afford to pay double, man. You know, in order to get the basket full, man.
And the wicked thing is, right, because these companies are sly as well. Because we covered what shrinkflation. Shrinkflation is a term that's been, has come up in times past, right? And even I noticed it yesterday, last week, right? I went to buy some butter, right? The week before, let's just say I paid $3.50 for it, right? Because butter's quite expensive, right? The next week I buy the same butter, $3.50, but the package is 400 grams and not 500 grams like it was last week. So I'm getting 100 grams less for the same money, right? So not only is it expensive already, but also they're giving you less, man. You know, so they're saving money, so they get to keep their profit margins and stuff, man. Because that's what they're really doing. It's not because they're struggling. It's not because they're struggling. We've already seen that with the energy prices, man. These man just made the biggest profits that they've ever made. But they were complaining they needed to raise the prices up because they wouldn't be able to cope with the running of giving you energy, right? But they just made the maddest profits ever, and these prices still haven't really come down. They're still making fucking money. They didn't need that money. They didn't need it. But the poor needed it. The poor needed to save money. But no, they got shafted, right? But they got to all the CEOs, the board members. They all made mega profits that year, man. Same with the oil companies. Oh, the petrol prices are up because inflation or whatever. They're blaming things on this happening in this region and war here, war there, just putting the prices up. But then man make so much money now, but the prices still haven't come down. In fact, it's gone up again. So what the fuck's happening? These guys are just making money left, right, and center off the poor. Because the government are not putting down their tax duties or nothing like that. So they're still taking money from you. I'm funding the war in Ukraine or some shit. You know what I mean? They're just being demons, man. And they expect you just to sit there and take it. But these people are. They will.
Yes.
They will because they're simple. There's nothing we can do about it, but the fact that they're not even bothered, or they just, they're complaining at home, the prices are going up. But they should be fucking rioting, man.
It's gonna come to that time, actually, because people are gonna be oppressed too much. They're gonna have to react. We see some countries like other countries, man, who know them, like France is.
Yep.
Always in the street. I mean, they're always on the street, man.
This is what I'm saying. This is what these people here in the UK should be like. They're getting pissed all over, and these men not even doing nothing. They might do a little protest, but they're French, man. The Yellow Vest Party, whatever the group was called, man. They were going crazy. I mean, nothing's happened from that, obviously. Like they're still not getting no good deals, but at least they're showing intent. This place is simple as hell, man. They're asleep, and they're just prepared to continue sleepwalking. And they're zombies, man. You see what you're saying, bro?
Yeah, that's what it is, man. So people gonna react, man, and they're gonna come out to fight, man, against the authority, the government, and it's gonna be anarchy on the street, man. People gonna carrying machete, whatever weapon they're gonna have, they're gonna be fighting each other. As we brother said before, man, people gonna be banging each other doors, man, breaking each other door, man, to spoil each other, man.
Yeah.
What do you have? They're gonna load, man. They're gonna take it away. You are women and you are children. If you have, whatever you may have in your house, it's gonna be vulnerable that day. Even yourself.
These people here don't think it's gonna get to that point. But we've seen all these other revolutions going on in these African nations or whatever. You've seen all the protests around the rest of the world, right? Things will only get worse. And so it's only a matter of time until it happens here. You know, where violence starts being the norm, starts becoming normal. Clashes between government and civilians, clashes between party, different party sides and all that kind of stuff. Because it's happening in America with with the party systems and that. They don't fucking like each other, man. Like big time. You know what I'm saying? They don't like each other, man. But like I said, the feelings and the anger, the animosity is only going to get stronger. All right, so it's going to engulf the whole world at some point. We just simply have to wait for it.
We go back to the book of Jeremiah 9 and 24. It says, but let him that is glorious glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am the Lord, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth.
So that's what we're able to boast. We're able to boast about that because we don't have what these other people have got. What these other people are rolling with, the money or the strength or the bunkers and whatever it is that they got. We haven't got those things. We don't want those things. We don't need those things. Like I said, it doesn't make you safe, right? But the fact that the Lord has given us His word, given us His name, sent us His Son, those things we boast in, man, because we know they're for us. They're there for our protection, not for the world's protection. Because Yahweh is not coming to protect the world; he ain't coming to save the world. He's coming for His people, beginning with the elect, right? So we take great comfort in that, man. When we know that everything is happening according to the Most High's rule and His word, right? Why are we worried about that? If we're of the elect, we know the elect are going to be saved. The judgment is for everybody else. So the Most High is the one that controls, whether or not something happens to you, right? Because even with Job, right? Job was being looked after all those years before Satan came, or the Lord sent Satan to him. The Most High still gave Satan rules, things he could do, things he couldn't do. So Job was still being protected, even though Satan was giving him hell. And that's what we're going to be like. Because we're not going to go through this thing unscathed, because it's time of Jacob's trouble. But we're going to be preserved, right? The majority of the elect are going to be preserved, because you're going to have those that are obviously going to be martyrs for this truth, right? But the most of them are going to be preserved, even through all this hell. So, like I said, if we know that's the lot of the elect, then why are we going to be concerned about what these people are concerned about? And trying to do the most, trying to avert it, when only they can't avert it, no matter what they do, no matter how much money they spend, or how mighty they become, they can't avert what's going to happen to them.
This book of Isaiah 30:18 says, therefore will the Lord wait, that He may be gracious unto you, and therefore will He be exalted, that He may have mercy upon you. For the Lord is a power of judgment. Blessed are all they that wait for Him.
Right. So the mercy and the grace is upon the elect. All right. So like I said, that gives us great comfort in knowing that, because we're not going to be exactly in the same position as the rest of these people right here. But the Lord is against them. So the Lord is going to actually destroy these people out here, and or preserve them for slavery. Like I said, all these big cats that are roaming around the wild, the countryside, that kind of stuff. All the Lord's got to do, if we're out there in the wilderness like that, the cat don't come near us, man. That's what needs to be done. It's like Daniel was in the lions den. The lions didn't bother Daniel. That was the work of the Lord. If it was somebody else now, they probably would have got torn up. But that was the Most High's decision. He said, yeah, or yay or nay. That's what's going to happen, man. So when our Father's in control of things, man, what we got to worry about?
This is the book of Job 5:19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword.
Right. So when the time comes, man, because like we say, beginning of America is going to get nuked, right? Russia and their allies, and even the allies of America, they're going to shoot nuclear missiles on America, right? But the evil that's going towards there ain't going to touch the elect. The elect's going to be delivered from that time. They're going to be beamed up in the chariots, man. So they ain't going to be touched by that fire, by that sword, right? So they're going to be preserved. right? But we're going to be going through things, man. But the Lord is just going to preserve us through them. You know, He's going to have us come at the upper side, man, while meanwhile testing our faith at the same time. You know, so read that again up.
Uh, he shall deliver this Job 5:19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee.
You know, we're going to be changed as well. You know, we're going to become gods and, you know, be invincible and stuff like that. So after that point, we ain't going to worry about nothing.
You're gonna be immortal on the earth.
That's right.
As it goes on, in famine, he shall redeem thee from death, and
Right.
in
So in famine. So when there's food scarcity, which is coming, right? We had a little bit of a insight to that during the pandemic, because everything kind of fucked up with the whole logistics of moving food around and stuff like that, right? So we had things that you couldn't get no more for a time. Even some stuff ain't come back yet. You know, so there's going to be restriction of food, a limited amount of food, right? So you might find you can't get food, but in that point, the Lord provide a way for you to eat. You know, as the scripture say, my elect shall eat. My elect, it says. Trying to think of the exact wording. But yeah, the Lord going to provide food for the elect, man. So you know, might be hungry for a while. Yeah, sure. You know, but you got it. Okay.
it's the book of Isaiah 65:13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat,
But the Lord's servant shall eat, okay, which is his elect, right? Yep.
but ye shall be angry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed.
Right. So your Lord's going to provide for us, man, in a time of need. And like I said, there might be some days you might go about eating, but you're not on the point of fucking death. Let's be real, right? Probably most of us got enough fat to store it up to last a while still, you know. But yeah, the Lord ain't gonna have you, you know, die in a famine. You know, just like when we was in the wilderness after Egypt, man, the Lord provided us with manna, passed out water from rocks, did all kinds of miracles, right? Crossed
The light was straight,
the raven,
it was 11.
you know, cooked meat, right? So there's ways the Lord, you know, could do things to sustain you, right? Because the elect will be sustained for all this evil. Okay, and that's not because they stacked. I mean, well, part of it may be because they have some sort of food on them, or you know, or they come across someone else that stacked food but is dead now, or whatever the method is. Because most likely do anything he wants, and use any type of method he wants. Right? You don't have to drop it from the sky and things like that. It could be any method. Any, you know, what's the less miraculous? Let's, you know, put it like that. You know, but it's all according to the will of the Heavenly Father, man. Right? So the Lord will find a way to sustain you, man. Okay, or make a way to sustain you. Yep.
Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl.
So you best believe, man, if you come across some food, or you know, food comes your way, water comes your way, man, hey, you're gonna be giving all praise and honor glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Because you're gonna really feel it in that time, man. You're gonna really have like a different level of understanding and appreciation, man. Right now, you know, we give our honors and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, but things are not how things are gonna be. Right? You're gonna feel a little bit like desperate. You're gonna feel like I need help. I need help.
That's a good word. That's a good word, man.
You know?
It's a need. That's what it's gonna be, man. It's gonna be all needs, man. It's not wants. Because right now people, they are all, their mindset is about wants. I want that, I want this, I want that, you know. But in that time it's gonna be, I need this. You know, I need food. Then Moshe is gonna provide for you, to that needs, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because hey, for us, right now, it's easy for us to go to a shop and buy something. It's not really an issue like that. But in that time, it's not going to be like that, man. You know, you're going to really find it really hard to find anything, and it's going to be dangerous. If you want to go get something, it's going to be fucking dangerous to go get it. You know. And that's the thing. You want to be constantly relying on your Habashim Yahshua to get you through the day, to get you through each hour, each passing minute. You're gonna be relying on the Lord to get you through it, man. So you're gonna have a deeper understanding and appreciation of the Lord in that day, and that's what the Lord wants. That's what the Lord wants, man. To cry upon Him with all your might. You know, because it's the thing. When you're comfortable, you're less likely to feel like that. You know, and that's the same thing happened to Israel. Once Israel were out of the wilderness and had their cities built up and that, Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. That's what the scriptures say. They started forgetting. They started taking things for granted. You know, and that's just what happens, isn't it? But in this time, man, there ain't gonna be no room for any of that, because it ain't gonna be like that. So we're gonna be crying upon the Lord constantly, man, for the Lord to help us, man. You know, because we are weak. We have nothing. All right, all we got is this word, man. We have is our Lord. You know. Oh.
And it shall out for vexation of spirits.
Right, so that's everybody else. You know, they think they got shit sorted. Most people are not ready anyway, but those that think they're ready, they're gonna be wanting. But their needs are not going to be provided for. You know, their food that they got is going to last them so long, right? They're only saved for so long. You know, all these things are all temporal.
Even the few people, I mean, like now who put the food in the bank. I mean, who preparation, you know, store food for the time of, trouble. They may not get a chance to get to their bankers, man, or where they store their food, man, because it's gonna be what marshal, you know, as you say, brother. I mean, before we say people who are gonna be coming out are gonna be prepared to die or to kill. That's how it's gonna be. So you know, you're not gonna have a chance to be able to get to your placement on time. You may on the way maybe you may get heart attack. You know? That's when Mosiah gonna at that point Mosiah also gonna guide their elect, man.
How do you defend yourself against that? Just a spontaneous heart attack, which you know is coming more common these days, right?
Yeah.
You know, the man having myocarditis issues, right? Yeah, how do you protect from all these things that you could possibly die from, man? It's just not realistic. You could never be prepared, 100%. There's no way. There's still gonna be quite a large percentage where you're not prepared for. You know, and that's where the Most High is gonna get you. You know, that's just what it's gonna be, man. These people put too much trust in their possessions, man. You know, thinking that they're smart, they're intelligent, they're wise. You know, and to a normal man, yeah, they are. They're smarter than these idiots out here. They're not prepared for anything.
Yes, they try.
You try it, really. They you know, try, but trying is not good enough, right? As I say, no matter how much you try, you can't, you know, come against the word of the Heavenly Father, man. You just can't. So, yeah, they're gonna be found wanting, man. They're the ones gonna be hungry. They're the ones that are gonna be in pain, in fear. Yep, they're gonna be in problems, man. You know, because the Lord is not dealing with them. You know, they're gonna be wondering, oh, when this is all gonna end and all this type of business, man. I mean, we're gonna be wondering the same thing, but like we know how it ends. You know,
they're gonna wish those time to end, so they're gonna go back to do their wicked ways. You know, that's their mindset is gonna be. But our mindset is gonna be the new beginning, man.
Yeah, the destruction of this place and the beginning of the next.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking for, man. Righteousness on the earth, where this sideline now is nothing but what wickedness. There's no one in this planet earth right now except the men of Mosiah exalting the Heavenly Father, man. You know, they're all in doing holy and all manner of wickedness. Like now in America, as I told you before, like they are doing this. I mean, both wars, man. You know, to show. I mean, Jakes have been competing to each other, like to show who got a lot of money to buy liquors, man. You know, and they pour those liquors down, man. You know, wasting their money, man. You know,
yeah, all this wastefulness is gonna come to an end, man. All this showing off and shit. You ain't gonna be showing off, man. You be trying to hide shit. You be hiding what you got. Yeah. You know, if you have anything, man, you're gonna be hiding it, man, because people are gonna roll up on you, man. You know, this time of revelry, You know, Miss Murph is all going to come to an end, man. You know, people going to be filled with fear and you know, yeah, it's filled with fear, man.
Yeah, even you say, like the people are gonna be in the street. People are gonna be hiding in the. I mean, wherever they may find a place like to hide, man. But remember, all these animals gonna change. As we mentioned, like the big cats. These big cats have been. I've been. Been noticed here in the UK.
And this all makes sense, man, because we know there's going to be bare dead bodies in the street, right? You don't think these animals are going to come in and munch?
Come out.
They're going to come out and munch, man, because they're hungry too. You think they're going to be living off birds and stuff forever? They want some proper meat, some proper big, game, flesh, right? So when there's all these bodies in the street, yeah, they're going to come up, the foxes and the raccoons and whatever, man. They're going to come out in the street and eat, man. Because the Lord did say He's going to make a banquet for the fowls of the air and things, man. So yeah, these animals are going to come out, man. They're going to move from their place because where they're at is lack of food, man. But it's the same reason why people are going to turn to cannibalism, because there's lack of food. You're going to find people among these dead bodies trying to eat them too. If they're brave enough to be out there.
Chop the leg and run away.
Yeah, do whatever, man. You just take a quick bite and leave, innit?
Let me go back to Job 5 and 20. In famine, he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword.
Right. So again, the issue that we're going to be facing is famine. Like I said, Bob mentioned martial law. You have Esau out there with the troops, with the guns, and his other equipment that he's got, his other weapons that he's got, right? And death is going to be all around him, like I mentioned, right? So these are the types of things we're going to be facing. The Lord is not going to allow those things to take us, man.
Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh.
Right, so we're told not to be afraid, right? Because the Lord, the Heavenly Father, has not sent those things for us. That's to destroy our enemies, man. Right, so we're told not to be afraid, not to fear. And that's why when we talk about it, it's not like, oh no, this is going to happen. Like, we want this to happen. We can't wait for it to happen. Yeah, it's going to be a scary time, but it's not for us to be scared. It's to say with the Spirit of the Lord has not given us a spirit of fear. So when that time comes, man, we're not going to be afraid like how these people are afraid. Obviously, we're all going to be feeling a bit anxious, man, a bit nervous and shit. And obviously, we're in the flesh. But there's no hope out here. There's no hope out here for these people, man. We have all the hope. All right, we have all the hope, man. So we should just rest with that, Be comforted with that,
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 40:9. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood.
Right? These things are created for the wicked. Right? All this pain is created for the wicked, man. When the Lord brought the flood in the first world, right? Who was it brought for? The wicked. Right? Because what did he do? He saved Noah. Right? And had mercy on his sons and their wives. He destroyed the earth. He destroyed everybody on it. Everything that was corrupt, he destroyed. Right? And so it's going to be like this again. These things are paid for the wicked.
And even when Mosiah laying fire from heaven to those 3 cities, Sodom and Gomorrah, who did he save, man? He saved only Lot, man.
Yeah.
So Mosiah did with a few number, man. Those who fear him, those who seek for his mercy, man. Those who he looking for, man. Those who say contract speaking.
Yep. That's right. So yeah, so knowing this, man, if you're trying to get right with the Lord, then why should you be afraid? It's these people that got to be afraid. The Lord's coming for them to destroy them. All right, because even in our own deaths, if we be some of those that perish, we don't need to be afraid. Even though in our own death, we don't need to be afraid, man.
It's
You
gonna
know,
be quick, death.
it's gonna end
If
with
you have to come, it's gonna be quick.
it's gonna end with everlasting glory, man. You know, you're gonna be glorified in that moment. Okay, you're not gonna be ashamed, right? You're gonna come back in your lot, man, in power and great glory, just like Howard Shai when he comes.
You may even come the same time, man.
Mhm.
They just end your, they cut your head, man. Your head goes there. The same time, man, must put you back, man. Yeah, and you may stand up, man. Glorify Most High and terrorize those who were, I mean, those who kill you, man.
Right? Because what the scripture said, the dead shall rise first. Yeah, with Howard Shai, right? So all these things are possible with us, man. That's why there's hope, no matter how you look at it, man. Even if you die, there's hope. Even if we survive, there's hope. You know, there's hope for us, man. But there's no hope for the world. Right? There's no love for the world. The Lord said, "Love not the world." Well, He tells us not to love the world, right? Because He doesn't love the world. You know. So there's hope for us, man. So we don't need to be afraid of these things that come upon us, man. Because even Matthew 24 tell you, roughly paraphrasing, you know, fearing on these things because these things must come to pass. They must come to pass. But again, they're not for our destruction, right? It's for the wicked, man. All right.
Go back to the book of Job, 5:21. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction. When it cometh at destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth.
So it shows you we're going to be in a completely different spirit compared to everybody else, man. These people are going to be afraid of what's going on out in the world. And for us, we're going to be excited in a way, right? We're going to be rejoicing in the destruction that's happening. The same way how we rejoice in destruction that happens now. Everything is just telling us that we're closer. And we're going to take great joy in that. You know? So for however long it needs to last for it, we're going to be praising and, you know, glorifying the Heavenly Father in His judgment, man. You know, because like I said, we know the day of the Lord comes closer, or that we're in the midst of the day of the Lord. You know, and now you know where it is, how you look at it, right? We're gonna be in the midst of the day of the Lord, right? And all we're really waiting for right now is the MOTB, right? The C hit, right, and people getting implanted, and those nukes. That's really what we're waiting for now, man. World War III, you know, and them things that are being spoken about all the time, you know. So you know, once this place collapses and you know shit be going on, you know the MITV's got to be out here to try and keep control of the people, right? You know, and war, you know, there's wars, rumors of wars going on now as we speak, right? There's always war being fought, but the end of that war is going to be with the nukes. And once America's destroyed, man, that will be it. That will be it, because Yahweh Shai would have turned up with the chariots, the elect would have been saved out of America and around the world, right? Angels are going to be here, and that will be it, man. We're going to march through our enemies, as the scriptures say, man. Though they dig into hell, then my hand shall reach them, or something like that, right? That'll be over, man, and that's what we're waiting for. So these things are necessary evils, right? That we have to face and go through, but it's going to be 1,000 times worse for these nations out here, man.
The wicked.
Yeah, and you know, the wicked of our people too, right? Yeah. That's why it's the time of Jacob's trouble. You had Nathaniel trying to make it sound like nothing's gonna happen, you know, and then he backtracked on it and you know, whatever. But you know, the whole world is gonna have problems, man. You know, what's that? Revelation 2.
Ye that endure to the end, the same shall be saved. So that's what Messiah is looking for those who are going to be loyal to the hand, those who are going to be faithful to the hand, you know, which the majority of these people are not faithful, are just carnal. You know, they are just about flesh. That's what they are known as the people of the world. You know, they don't see beyond what is in front of them. You know, but the men of Messiah, the prophet means what? Seers. we see beyond. We have a vision of a greater world, man, which is about to come on the earth, man, where this whole earth is gonna turn to paradise. All this destruction, death, is gonna be the things of the past, man. You know, that's it. That's what we're looking for, man.
That's right. Let me just read this quickly. It's from Revelation chapter 3. And verse 10 here, right? It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. Right? So another word for keep is like to protect. Right? He's going to keep us safe. He's going to keep us from it. Okay? From the hour of temptation. And what's that temptation going to be? The mark or the MOTB, right? That's what that's going to be, man. Because people are going to have to make a decision in that day. And when the world's in chaos and people are struggling to eat and survive and stuff like that, right? What are you going to do? Where are you going to put your trust and your faith in? Because we'll be living in these times the Lord spoke about, specifically this time, right? And there is a decision to make. Whether you're going to serve Esau, i.e. Satan, right? Or you're going to serve the Most High Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai. That's the decision you're going to have to make. But the problem is, most of these people don't have faith. Most of these people have been made without faith, right? Only the elect have been made with faith.
Yeah, as the Bible says, man, faith is a gift from Most High. So the whole world have not been gifted with that gift, man. It's only the Israel and especially the elect, you know. That's who have that gift, man. You know.
So let me rephrase that a little bit, because everybody's got faith in something. But if you've got faith in the truth, this is the thing. People have not been given the truth. They've not been given the faith in the truth, right? So these people are going to believe on Esau. They're going to have faith in Esau, right? Their current ruler, right? When faced with something that they can see and it's tangible, they can feel, touch, and they can see Esau and his power and his ability to do this and that. You're going to have food at hand. We can provide you with food. He will show you all the things that he might do for you, right? Faced with the Lord who you can't see, a word that you don't know, people are not going to feel very comfortable in trusting this.
Yeah, that's why they are carnal. They're all about flesh.
That's right.
What they see before them,
Yep.
what is in front of them, perishable things that they're easy to be vanished. Because the whole world, I believe it or not, it's gonna be under fire.
Mm-hmm.
When I speak about the whole world, speak of the word of Esau, beginning with America and different cities of the Esau kingdom and different lands, even this other Hellenic nation, gonna be touched by fire, man.
Yep.
With the fire, man. So it's gonna be fire everywhere, So everything people have is gonna be consumed away, man, with the fire. And also Yahweh Shai is coming with the fire as well. Concentration fire from the chariot. So everything that you see is gonna be blood low, man. You're gonna be turned to ashes, man. And that's where you're gonna be tested, man.
Yep.
Where is your faith, man? So those who have faith, they're gonna be from the beginning, follow that journey of believing what is coming.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, again, you'll be tempted with that solution that Esau is going to bring forward into the world, which is going to be the micro C hip, right? Because even during the pandemic, people were being tempted to take the V shots so they can go on holiday and go to this place and that place and whatever, keep their jobs and all that kind of stuff. They were tempted by him, right? Everyone was making it sound like it was a great idea, or the majority of people were making it sound like it was a great idea. You had celebrities backing it all and trying to convince people it was a great thing to do. Protect your family and all this stuff.
It's a trust science.
Trust the science. But Esau is the science of this world. He is the knowledge of this world. Trusting in the science that he has is trusting in him, right? Because he runs it.
Which is death.
This is death, right? There was a scripture say the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, right? Or the wisdom or knowledge of wickedness is not knowledge. Rough paraphrasing, one of those, right? It just leads to death, man. So he's gonna tempt you with these things, and when like things are the worst they've ever been, you're gonna be quick to trust him because there are no other answers that you can tangibly think about, right? So most people that's supposed to believe in this, even these wacky tacky Christians that are supposed to believe in this, are not gonna follow this. They're gonna follow him, because he's there. They can see him, says, behold, sorry, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world.
And temptation means what? Test, you know. So those are trials. The whole world is going to be tested, man. You know, with that see it, man, the MOTB, which is found in the book of Revelation 13:16 going down, where, as brother said, people are going to be looking for what they see in front of them, and that's what they're going to believe. You know, but a certain group of people, the remnant, few people, you know, even the women as well, who gonna sorely trust in who? Most High, man. You know, and Most High is the one who's gonna provide for them, man.
That's right. Yeah, that's why scripture say faith is the substance of things not seen. You know, we believe in the things that are unseen to the world, even though we have an element of being able to see things. It's not physically there.
Vision of it.
Yeah, right. So, but that's what's been given to the elect, that gift to be able to see those things which are not seen by others. All right. So, for we trust in those things, because the things that we can't see are, I feel like I'm mixing two scriptures. I've done this before. But the things that you can't see are greater than the things you can see, right? You know, brothers can correct me on the comment board, man. I'm pretty sure I'm melding two scriptures together there. But you know, the things that you can't see are greater. Things in the spirit are greater than the things in the carnal, in the flesh. Yet.
Because everything started in the spiritual church, you know.
Yep.
Materialized on the flesh, on the earth.
Yep.
You know, everything is already been done. Even when Yahweh, when he died on the cross, what did he say? It's over. It's all been done.
It's done.
Yeah. It's done. So everything is done, and all this word, as you know, the word of Esau, it's already been done 200 years ago, man. We are just living the last leg of war. They are rulership, man.
Yeah.
But as soon as this place is gonna be done away, physically, man.
Yeah. You see, the fashion of this world passeth away. Right. This is pardon me. This is yeah. Sorry. Says, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Okay, this truth, this faith. Okay, we have to hold tight onto that, man, and don't be dissuaded or persuaded by Esau and all the madness that's going on. You know, to give in to the lies, to give in to fear, to give in to doubt. Don't give in to these things, man. Because yeah, it's going to be hard. We're not making it sound like it's going to be easy, but we're not to give in to all these things that are happening around us, man, because we've been told about them beforehand. When you've been given the heads up, it's not as scary no more. It shouldn't be. You know, because you know it was going to happen. So when it does happen, it's like, well, I expected that. I'm not surprised. Because, you know, they've got the saying is people always fear the things they don't understand, you know, or what they can't see, or whatever it is, right? We know and see. So we shouldn't be afraid when these things happen, because we're expecting them to happen. It's these people out here that don't want it to happen and don't expect it to happen. So when it comes to them, it's going to be a big shock for them, because they ain't going to know what to do. But we know what to do. Trust in the Lord. That's what we've been told to do. Trust in the Lord, man. Right? And the Lord will guide us.
Trust the Lord with your life, actually, man.
Yep.
That's what it's going to be, man. Because some of the brothers are going to be martyred for Yahweh's sake, man.
Yep.
You know, so it's going to be like that. There's no, escaping prophets, man. You know, it's going to be whatever it is, man. What Mosiah said. So that's what it is, man.
Yep. So him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my God, and the name of the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my God, and I will write upon him my new name. Right? So like I said, the elect, they're going to be glorified, man. They're going to be with Yahweh Shai. They are New Jerusalem. Right? And they're going to come down from heaven, you know, because, you know, the elect's going to get beamed up, and we're going to return back down with the chariot, the angels, and Yahweh Shai, man, to conquer the earth. You know, so we're going to be glorified in that day, man. Our enemy's going to be made our footstool. Just like Yahweh Shai's enemy is going to be made his footstool, right? So that's what we're waiting upon, man. So we ain't got to worry, because that's where we got to end up. You know?
We're going to be kings, man, and priests.
Kings and priests, man.
So that's what we're looking forward, man. Looking forward to rule the earth, man, in righteousness, to establish the righteousness of the Heavenly Father. And nothing good like that than that, man. So that's a beautiful thing that we're looking for.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
We go back to the book of Job 5 and 22. At destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beast of the earth.
Why is that? Because the Lord put the spirit on the beast not to come by us, not to trouble us like that. So we're not going to be afraid.
Yeah, even the beast is going to be providing food for us.
Yeah.
You know? So we're going to be in league with them. We're going to be, well, controlling them in spirit as well, by the spirit and power of the Heavenly Father, man. Yeah. As it goes on, it says, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee.
All right. So what I picture, what I imagine when I hear that is like, as the stones in the field are, they're just out there. The Lord's doing that to them, by them, and they're cool. So the same thing, troubles are just gonna kind of move around us, man. Troubles are gonna come to us because who goes looking for a stone to attack? They know I'm trying to do that, right? So that's what I'm imagining when I'm hearing that, right? I've probably got a better understanding of the scriptures, post it up. But that's what I'm kind of imagining when I'm hearing that. As the stones of the field just by the stones, man. They're not trying to do nothing to the stones.
It's like it's gonna be our drag presses as well. We're gonna be, as we said before, we're gonna be a pilgrim on the earth. So we're gonna be around. We're gonna be dwelling in them caves, for days, sometimes even. Before to go to, before going to another side that Mosiah is preparing for us. So it's gonna be, Mosiah is gonna be with us, man, in them caves, man. And the animals as well is gonna be in league with us. They're gonna be at peace. That's why they're gonna bring food to us, man, by the spirit and power of every come.
Yeah, but we're not gonna be who they're being told to hunt. We're not gonna be on their hunting list. Because through the spirit, the spirit's got lists, man. Yeah. So believe it or not, there's particular people that are gonna meet particular types of deaths. And this particular, let's say Jaguar, for instance, it's been destined to attack that particular person in the future. He got his name on the list. This is the dude. This is the time. This is the place. He's made to kill that dude.
Especially this Edomite, man. They're gonna be the number one meal.
That's it. Man. That's it, right? But our name is not gonna be on that list that they got. So they ain't gonna come and trouble us, man. They ain't gonna be looking for us, man. They're gonna be docile around us, man. Just like I mentioned, the lions in the den of Daniel, right? They were docile to Daniel. They didn't come and seek him out. They left him alone. And these were hungry lions. They left him alone, though.
And Mosiah gonna make it a way that, like Yahweh says, he's gonna remember those who pierce him when he comes, man. So Mosiah, this Edom might have done a lot of evil around the world, not only to people, but also to animals.
Yep.
So Mosiah is gonna program this animal to remember things that the Esau have done to them, man.
Take them out.
And they're gonna come against Esau the most, man. Look at them zoom, man. Lion being trapped in the small room, man, for years. So when they Mosiah lose them out, who's gonna be number one to attack? Man? Them zookeepers and anyone look like them, And we understand them zookeeper most are Edomite, That's right. I'm reading this quick. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on so strokes.
So you need to remember, right? With anything, animals, people, whatever it is, there's spirits on these people, right? Spirits that are controlling these people and these animals and whatever, right? Right? And they've been given a set of instructions. They've been given a set of instructions, man. So they're there to target certain people. But like I said, if our name is not on that list, guess what? They're not coming to trouble us. They're not coming to hunt us down. and do things to us. They've been given a different assignment. You know, just like again going back to Job, Most High told Satan, you can't kill him. Now you might have something chase you down. You might have to run and go somewhere. But guess what? Where you ended, wherever you, for instance, right, wherever you got chased away to, you have to go run. Where you ended up is where you're supposed to be. The Most High used that one to guide you to where you need to go.
Yeah.
It can happen, isn't it? It can happen that way. So so things are gonna happen. Like I said, it's not gonna be just like, we're just walking in the middle of a battlefield, nothing's happening. It's not gonna be like that. But what I'm saying, everything that happens is gonna be there to guide us and to move us to where we need to be, right? And if we are the elect, we're gonna be protected. It's everybody else that has to worry about the multitudes of death that's gonna, be around.
The envelope around it.
Yep.
In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and they appeased the lust of him that made them.
Okay, Most High was the one that made those spirits. And like I said, they're just waiting for that time. To lay on those sore strokes, man. The spiritual lashings to death. That's what they're waiting for. We're just waiting for that time.
In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the lust of him that made them. Fire and air and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction.
Right, again, for the wicked. Right, and you know this is the year of the Lord's vengeance. The Lord speaks about the year of the Lord's vengeance, right? So when that time comes, it's for vengeance. It's not just it is judgment, but it's not just judgment. It's revenge. Vengeance is revenge, man. Who is he avenging? Because they're all synonymous. Those words are revenge, avenge, and vengeance is all the same. Right, but who is he doing it for? And the Lord told you it's for Zion. The enemies of Zion, that's who he's doing it for. Right, so these people are going to get effed up, man, on the next level, man. But again, the wicked about people are going to be destroyed too, right? They're going to have to receive it because they're just like the heathen, just because they're enemies too. They're enemies of the Lord, right? But the elect, they're going to be protected, man. And I said the majority of them are going to be are going to remain, right? Because the Lord said, some of you here that should not see death, right? So the bulk of them are going to survive, but in this time. But there are those that are going to have the lot to be martyred in this truth, man. All right. And again, that has its own glory, man. Okay, so we don't have to worry, man. Death ain't the end.
It's the beginning.
It's a bright beginning, man. Because when the next time you're gonna come back, you're gonna be a god. Yep.
I'm gonna read this quick one and say, because you speak about enemies, even the 2/3 of our people are enemies.
Yep.
This is the book of Luke 19 and 27. But those mine enemies, which you would not that I should reign over them, bring either and slay them before me.
Right, because these people got a problem with this word, man. The same way they had a problem with Yahushua and his word when he came the first time. Right? They had a problem with him and what he was teaching.
Even in the wilderness, when you go back to the wilderness,
they had a problem.
When we came out of Egypt, most of the people, majority of them, were against the program of the Lord, man.
99% of them.
Yeah. They were against the program, man. That's why they straight away go back to what? To idols. After the great deliverance, but they disregard what Mosiah is preparing for them, and they go back to what? To worship idols, man. And Mosiah was angry that time, and he did what? He said, "I'm gonna wipe away this generation. Only their children are gonna enter the world."
Yeah.
In the promised, the promised land,
Yeah. No? It's only Caleb and Joshua that made it into the land. The original people that was there. And they were just children at the time. Correct. right? Because it was out there in the wilderness for 40 years, you know, and Joshua still had to go through his military campaigns after that. So they were, you know, they were young. But yeah, Israel always had a problem, man. And so even now, into this very day, they still have a problem with this word, right? They don't like this word. They love the ways of the world, just like, you know, the Israelites like the ways of Egypt. You know, we worship their gods and they complain about the onions and the leeks and the garlic and all this stuff. Like they just did nothing but complain. And these people, our people today do nothing but complain about this word, man. You know, because they want things a certain way. They want a God that loves everybody. You know, they want a God that you know forgives them for adultery all the damn time. You know, a God that just loves them for however they are. These are not scriptural things. These are not scriptural things, man. The Lord just loves anybody, no matter how you is. No, that's not scriptural, man. That's ridiculous.
You can be a criminal.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. But that's our people, stubborn and hard-headed, and so they're gonna have to learn the hard way, man, through pain and fire. All right, but you know, ultimately, all Israel's blessed. All Israel shall be saved. They're gonna come back in their lots too, right? But they have to learn this lesson first, and then come to the understanding that way. You know,
It's the book of John 3:19. And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil.
right? So what is this light? Yahushua is this light. Okay, the manifestation of the word of the Most High is this light, right? And although Yahushua is not physically here with us now, his word is. And we are now holders of that light. Okay? So we hold it up for all to see. Right? We preach out to the world, not in buildings. We put it out there on the internet for all to hear and to listen to, man, to be scrutinized, right? Because that's what we are. We're here to be made a spectacle unto the world. Right? So everybody can hear us. Right? But the most people want to hide and run away from this, man, or disagree with it. Now you're entitled to your opinion. Don't make your opinion right, though. And in the end, everyone's vain opinion is going to be, you know, discovered, man. And the most are going to judge you for your opinion. We ain't going to do nothing. At least not at this moment in time, right? But judgment will come for those that got it wrong. It's just as simple as that. And we're trying to warn you, man. Look, man, according to the word, according to the scripture, man, that ain't right. But you got like 1,001 excuses as to why you do what you do or don't believe in or whatever, man. But that, again, it's not surprising to us because we know that the majority of people, just like before, we're not going to listen. That's fine. We know what camp you're in. We know that's just you over there. That's what's going to happen to you, isn't it? And you hate us for telling you that you're going to be destroyed because we're just haters. But you made it obvious. That's who you are. That's what you are. That's the part you play in this script. And there's nothing we can do to change that. So we're not going to bother waste time with you, trying to do that. You know, we're here for the elect. All right. The elect are going to hear this word. They're going to take to this word, man, and they're going to do the will of the Heavenly Father, man. That's all we're concerned about. You know, if you don't want to do it, that's up to you. Do what you want to do then. But just know what we've always been telling you, man, that destruction is coming your way. You know?
That is so sweet until when you get caught, man. That's how it
that's it. That's exactly what it is, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, eating shrimps and the crabs.
You know, to you it tastes good.
Yeah.
I've never had that. So I don't know what it tastes like, man. But you know, to them it tastes good, right? The pork tastes good.
Okay.
You know,
until when you get them side effects, man.
Until you get the side effects,
attacks, you know,
or until that's what you're being judged upon. You know, oh, but Lord, I didn't know. But my men were out there telling you these things, man. You just disregarded what they were saying. There's no covering for your sin, man. You know, because that's what they do. They use these scriptures as a cloak of maliciousness, man. You know, to justify what they do, because they twist scriptures to justify their beliefs, man. But none of it's scriptural. None of it has any sound basis in it. You know, but that's just what it is.
That's not my God.
It's not my God. You know, you're gonna find out there's only one God. There's not my God. There's a God. You know, who is the God of Israel. Now, if you ain't doing what He told you to do, man, there's judgment, man. That's what you're gonna find out. Because everyone's got their own God. different variations of the same God that you find in the scriptures. It's variations based on how they feel.
Yeah, like in the Philistine, a bit of Syria, a bit or Babylonian. They say like when we go back to battle with them, they say what? When we win them on the hills, on the mountains, they say their power is in what? The
Yeah, I
power
know what
of
you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's what power for us. And when we go to the, and say let's go to fight on the valley, we with them there. They say they have no what. That's how they are. The reason they believe, I mean, they have God for everything, but we have only one power, man.
A God that their God is a God that meets their own needs,
Yeah.
or their own wants, should I say?
The ocean.
But the Most High is immutable, right? He doesn't change, not for you, not for nobody. The things He has said aforetime stand true to this very day, right? If being a flamer was against his word at the beginning, it's against His word now. If there's a judgment to death for it, there's a judgment to death for it now. You know, the only difference right now is that the righteous are not in rulership. That's the only difference. Judgment can't or doesn't or isn't played out upon them, man. Because Esau is the wicked, and he lets it happen. He allows it to happen. He allows adultery to happen without any major repercussions.
Mhm.
You know, but in the Most High's world, in our world, when we're in rulership, right, those things will be punishable, man, and it will be done swiftly. All right.
Yeah, guys, this one. This book of Matthew 24 and 34 say, "Oh, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away."
The word of the Lord is long enduring, man. Right, longer than this place. This rulership that we have is temporary, man. The wills of the people is temporary. The laws of this land is temporary. Everything about this place is temporary. We're basing, certain laws or things that are young. You know, like you can't have more than one woman. That's illegal now. You know, you can't be married to more than one. But literally, like I don't know, not that long ago, that was normal. A noble might have more than one wife if he wanted to. That would have been normal.
Yeah, if you can provide for them, you was able. I mean, you're allowed to do it. It's not a sin. It's not,
That's what I mean. So things have already changed the way they have been, like recently, really. The way people have been living is recent. But people make it feel like this is how we were supposed to be. We've always been like, this is the right way. This isn't the right way isn't here. The right way is in the scriptures, man. You just don't know it. You don't agree with it. Because you have, again, you have a problem. You disagree with it. But I'm also going to disagree with you, though. Let me see who comes out better out of that. Since you have no power, and the Most High has all the power. You know? That's it. What are you going to do? What are you going to say? Oh, that's wrong. Goodbye. Try again next time. Wrong answer. You know what I mean? It's going to happen every time until you agree. You know? You can come back and believe in adultery all you want, man. You're just going to be destroyed from the face of the earth. Come back again, do it again, destroy the face of the earth, man. We're even playing games in the kingdom, man. You know? They're wicked spirits, man.
yeah, like these framers, they say like you may born like with whatever gender you may want to.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the truth, man. You know, there's only two genders, man, as recorded in the scripture, man. Men and female. Even the animal kingdom, they all go the same way, man. You know, with two genders, man.
They are the only things that exist are the things that the Most High made.
Mm.
Right? If you didn't make them, they don't exist, man. No matter what terminology you want to put on it. You know? That's stupidity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Let me go back to the book of Job, finish up. For thou, Job, 523 and 23, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee, and thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt visit thy habitation, and shall not sin.
right? So yeah, again, man, when that time comes, we're gonna be all right, man. You know, it's everybody else out here that has to be afraid and worry about certain things, you know, because we're gonna trust in the Lord, man. We're gonna have to take comfort in that, you know, regardless of what's going on in the earth, man. But like I said, we have known this was gonna happen. You know, we knew about the hardships of this truth coming into it, things we would face, right? And it's a simple task of just enduring it. And I say simple because you know it's hard, but you know all it is that you continue, man. We're not asked to learn some specific skill, you know, that we have to mature over, you know, 100 years trying to learn this particular skill. No, it's not that. It's simply to believe, right? That's what's required of us, to believe and to reject doubt and you know unbelief, essentially, right? Because that's Satan's weapon against us, to cause us to doubt, you know, to get us, you know, cause us to become weak. Because what he's trying to do is attack our faith. Our faith is what's protecting us, man. So if he can break your faith, he can beat you. If he can't, then he can't beat you. You know, everything else about you doesn't matter, essentially. If you've got faith and you can enjoy until the end, you can keep that faith until the end. Scripture says you will be saved, man. Okay, but again, we have to have the faith in Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, as the scripture saith, not of our own accord, not of our own will, you know, but as the scripture saith. Right? So we have to be right. We have to be right. We can't have leaven in our doctrine, because a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. So we have to be correct. You know, it's important that we're correct, that we're following the right things, like we know the name of the Heavenly Father, man. You know, things like these are important to us. It's important to, if you want salvation, it's important. All right. So anybody else that is not on that same page that wants that or cares about that, guess what? They're not fit. All right. The scripture speaks about the true worshippers. The Lord looking for the true worshippers, man. The true believers are the ones that believe it is 100%, man. All right. So if you can do that, then in the last days when all the hell is going on, man, you're gonna be protected, man. Okay.
This is the book of Zephaniah 3 and 12. I will also live in the midst of thee, and the afflicted and the poor people, and they shall trust in the name of the Lord. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. As the brother said, we got to preach, speak the light doctrine, man. You know, so the elect, those men who must have chosen to preach this word in truth and speak, they're not gonna speak other doctrine, man, like this other word groups that they are doing, man. Now we're gonna tell you what is as what is written, man. The MOTB being what? It's gonna come in a way or in a form of alpha microchip, you know, which is gonna be the way of life that Israel want to achieve on this society in the near future, you know. And the World War III is on the way, so we're gonna tell you as it is written, man. Yeah, right. For they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid.
That's it. Was you reading something before? What was you reading before, Joe?
Joe.
Yeah, what was you reading before? I thought you was reading something. I wasn't sure if you finished it or not.
Okay. I was reading Ecclesiastes. Chapter 9 and 20.
Yeah, really.
Fire and the hell and famine and the speaker.
Okay. All right. Grab us Luke 21. We're gonna jump around a little bit. Read from verse 8. Yeah, please. Sure.
It's the book of Luke 21 and 8. And he said, take heed that ye be not deceived, For many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them.
Right. So it's like I mentioned again, it's important for us to know the truth, 100% of the truth. Otherwise, this deception can get to you, right? That's Satan casting doubt, right? If you don't know the truth, then you can be susceptible to the lies, right? So again, things like what people look at as mundane things like the name or the Lord's appearance. Just knowing these simple things helps you identify the Lord.
You say, well, when you come to serve, when you come to serve the Lord, you desire what? The sincere American, right? You know, the sincere American mean what? The basic, you know, like the color of the Lord. I mean, the name, you know, to know who you are, the tribe names, you know, this simple stuff, man. That's gonna build you to who you are supposed to be at the end, man. You know.
And to be sincere is to be like honest, right? How can you be honest if you don't know the truth?
You don't know the basic.
Yeah, by definition, you can't really do that. You can't be honest, and you might feel like you're telling the truth, but you're not. So you're being dishonest. You know you don't know it. You're not being honest, right? So all these things are important when we speak about these things. It's important to know exactly what things are. So when they happen, we can quickly identify what's going on, and know that this is what the scripture said.
Or to know who is your enemies.
Yeah, there's not gonna be like a process where like, oh, I'm not sure. I have to think about that a bit more, or because here's an example, right? The MOTB. We teach beginner of hours and apostles, right? At GMS. The MOTB is the RFID micro C hip, right? When you've got these other camps teaching the different things, man, when these prophecies start to come about, and these implantables start rolling out, as we said it would be, as it would do, right? You're gonna have these other camps questioning what's going on because they're not up to speed, because they've been told something different. But because we've said it and it is closely related to how the scriptures speak about, they're gonna be in doubt. Now that doubt is an opportunity for Satan, right? Because you don't know. And because you don't know, that doubt is going to be there, right? And you're either going to trust in your leaders, right? And what they say it is, or you're going to trust in us and what we said it is according to the scriptures.
Or you're going to give up.
But you're going to be asking too many questions at that point in time.
Some of them, they're going to give up. They say, they're going to be saying like, I don't need to trust anyone. I'm going to trust what's I mean. I established in my head.
But this is my point. There's going to be a delay. It's going to cause confusion. You are going to be confused in that time because of that leaven, because of that doubt, and you ain't got time for that, man. You ain't got time to be doubting that moment in time. You have to know before it turn up, because you have to be settled in your mind, man. You have to be settled in your mind of what is going to take place to prepare for it. If you're not prepared, then you're going to be, well, by definition, unprepared, right? You're going to be like, oh, shit, what's going on?
You'll be caught up by surprise,
That's it.
Surprise is not good.
It ain't no good surprise. No, that's right. It ain't a good surprise. All right. So it's important that we know these basic things, man, just so we're just settled and firm. Our foundation's firm. When these things come, we ain't going to be like, thinking, oh shit, what's happening? What's this about? These guys are gonna do that because they have leaven in their doctrine. And leaders are leading them astray. All right. Find something? You getting something?
Yeah, I was looking for.
Come. So yeah, we're not gonna be led astray by all these wayward doctrines, man. People saying that, we're the anointed ones, that you're gonna follow this group or that group. The Lord's here, Nathaniel might turn out to be Yahweh Shai, man. He might declare himself. You know, because that's what these guys seem to be doing now. They're claiming mad titles for themselves and promoting themselves to men that they're just not. You know, Jeremy Hunter, comfy. You know, he's God sent comforter, right? Now he ain't here, right? Nathaniel acting like he Elijah. Things like this, like, you know. But these are all deceptions, man.
This is the book of Matthew 7:24. Therefore, whosoever hears this saying of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. And that rock is the hour shine, man. That's right. As it goes on to say, and the rain descended, and the flood came, and the wind blew, and it beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And everyone that hears this saying of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand.
Well, you ain't got time to start rebuilding, rebuilding. Like, we've been built from the ground up. The always apostles made sure of that, man, because they taught us the right way. Right? So we built our foundation, right? Off the doctrine of Yahweh Shai. Right? We've been told and made known what all these things are. Right? So when that wind or the rain comes in the form of the MOTB, you know, these prophecies that come, these bad times that come, we're gonna stand firm. Our foundation is already in place, right? But you other camps that haven't got this foundation, man, you'll be like, oh shit, like you'll be rocking because you got a lot of truth, but you haven't got all of it. So your foundation ain't quite right. So it's rocking and building, but you ain't got time to rebuild, put the foundation in.
That's where doubt's gonna kick in, man.
You ain't gonna trust in that house because that house is shaking.
Yeah. You don't know what. House is.
The house is shaking. You think shit is gonna fall down because it wasn't right, and you ain't got time. Like I said, you ain't got time to rebuild.
In the midst of all this chaos and calamity, you're not gonna have time to build it. Yeah, it's true, man.
And the same way, we are a house, right? You ain't got time to rebuild, to put those foundations in your mind to be firm in a time of trouble. You won't have time.
You're gonna have time to read the Bible, the word of Moses. The prophets are not gonna be out there preaching the word as well. As the Bible says, it's gonna be scarcity of hearing the word of the Heavenly Father, man. Soon, as we see in Europe now, here in Europe they've been saying like they want to cut, this freedom of speech, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they start, putting measurement and putting laws and policies, try to put this word actually. That's because that's the main target out of the public, man. So it's gonna come to the point, man. You're not gonna hear the prophet, man, the man of Mosiah preaching the word, man. Yeah.
I say you're not going to be able to reaffirm your truth. Like I say, let's just say, because we believe obviously some of these guys in these different camps are going to come out and believe, right? Because it's still of the elect, right? But the rest of you are not going to be able to pivot or shift and put, even if you think it's true, that what we were saying about the RFID chip and all that kind of stuff, even if you think it's true, you're not going to have the ability to put your trust in that properly. You've not had the time to reaffirm that to yourself, like we've had. Because we've been teaching it, we've believed in it for a long time. You believe in it for a week or two is not enough, Because you're going to have to make a decision now. Your family's on the line, they're starving. But it's too late. It's too late now. You didn't prepare yourself right. The same with the foolish virgin. You're looking for that? Can't. Spirit, right? They weren't prepared. We have to be prepared, man. Right? And this is what we're trying to get you all to do. Get you prepared, get your mind right. But you're being stubborn and stiff-necked, as our people is. But again, this truth is not for all of us, right? So we understand this, man. It's just a part of the process. But for those that can receive this, man, you have got to wake up. You have got to listen, man. Okay, and if you want to do that, you will wake up, man. But this is our job. This is our purpose. We're out here pushing this, man. Because eventually, the Spirit gonna crack that stubbornness, man. Okay, and wake up when it's the Lord's will, when it's His time to wake you up, man. Because I bet if those elect, those those elected maybe among these groups, man, I bet they're thinking about it.
Yeah.
I bet it's in their mind somewhere, thinking, I don't know about all this embargo talk and white women talk. I don't know about all of this stuff. I bet you're thinking it. You're just not saying nothing right now. You know, so the the law is working away at your head right now. You know, until the time's right. Okay. Go on, man.
And finish this, verse 7 first. And 7 and 27 say, and the land descended, and the flood came, and the wind blew, and it beat upon that house, and it fell, and the great was the fall of it.
Great fall, a great judgment, great destruction. You know, that's why these camps, they're going to be destroyed, man. These camps are not going to be left standing. Like Nate's actually building physical establishments, physical structure, man. That's not going to be left standing. It's going to go with the rest of America, man. You know, but these are the things that these other camps are more focusing on, the money side of things, the business side of things, man, rather than getting the doctrine right.
That's what I believe he was. Nate appear on the front of what? A magazine, isn't it? You know, so that's a fame, man.
The face of Hebrew Israelites,
try to exalt himself.
Yeah, man. Like, why are we doing all this, man? Why are they doing all this? We ain't doing that. But why are they doing all this, man? What's it for? What's it about? You know, riding horses and shit. Like, what's this all about? Even the Lord came on a mule. You know what I'm saying, man? This man on a horse and shit. Like, what's up, man? You know, none of this makes any sense, man. If you're a man of the Lord, none of this makes any sense.
Even Yahushua, when he was doing miracles, the people want him to be a king, you know, but he
resisted.
He resisted them, and he just, you have to get away from them, man. Separate himself, man, because he knows that was not the time, you know.
He's being humble, man.
Yeah, the same was us, man. We, Lord, will be all those men. We all, the whole nation is going to be the nation of all kings and priests, man. So right now, it's not the time, man. And now we are servant, man. You know, we need to be in that mindset until we come to that glory, man, which is soon coming.
Right now, we're still in this flesh, man, and this flesh is wretched, man. We're wretched people. You know what I'm saying? To want to glorify yourself on a level that you're not really on, this ain't right. It's not humble in the slightest. You know, we need to be changed. I want to be changed. You know, and I'll get where. In the end, I'll get wherever I deserve, wherever the Most High sees fit to give me or not to give me. Right now, I'll be content with whatever that is. You know, I just want to be delivered. That, and wherever I sit in the scheme of things is whatever, man. Like, I don't need to be important. You know, I don't seek to be important.
David said, what? I'd rather be what? The doorkeeper in the temple of Moshe. So that's the mindset we need to be, man. And that's what Moshe actually is looking. The people who say the person with a contract spirit and the humble heart, man.
And that's what we learn from our elders and apostles, man. But that's the impression that they give us, man. It's the spirit that they come in. They're not seeking to be nobody important. They're just doing the job. The same as we all are, man. Like in the flesh, we're all corrupted. We're all corruptible. We all have been corrupted in the flesh, you know. And we're all in the repentant spirit, man. Because we want to be delivered. We want to be changed out of this vile body, you know. But the attitude and the spirit of these other camps is completely different, man. Is that they're seeking for fame and importance, a place in this world, you know, something to feel good about. We ain't gonna feel good until we get to the kingdom, man. You know, that's what we now can really feel good. You know, I made it. You know, I can sit back and just, you know, be happy that I did right. You know, because right now you feel like, well, as we say, we all fall short. So we always feel like we're short. You know, we never feel like, yeah, what we could be. But when we actually fulfilled that now, it would be affirmed to us that, yeah, you're special, you're a king, you're a priest, you're good now, and all these things that came with, you know, doing the right thing, being an Israelite, being the son of the Heavenly Father. I can embrace all that now. I can enjoy all of that now. But right now in the flesh, I can't enjoy that right now. We're probably broken and struggling, ailments and all kinds of things, you know, fucked up families or whatever. there's nothing to really joy up, joyful about really, you know. But yeah, other people seeking different things.
So Mark 23 and 12, and whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted.
Right, so that's the camp we've got to be in, man. That's the spirit we've got to be in, to be humble. And when it's time, then when the Lord sees fit to exalt us, he will. But for damn sure, first and foremost, how shall I got to be exalted first? Right? So right now, he sits on the right hand side of the Heavenly Father, waiting to return to earth and take his kingdom, right? To make his enemies his footstool. Yahushua is going to be the first of us to be exalted. Right? So none of us have any right to be riding on horses and shit, or to feel like we're someone important. You ain't made it yet. We ain't made it yet. How the fuck do you know? We ain't made it yet.
They seek the glory of men, man.
That's it.
That's all it is, man. If you seek the glory of men, you will not be destroyed with them, man. That's why we don't trust other men. Yeah? Especially those who are faith. Because majority of the people of this world are wicked. They're always looking for opportunity.
Yeah.
So to battle with this
and where money's around,
they come around this.
That's what I say. When money's involved, man, something ain't right. You should be suspicious. Because people get corrupted by money, man. And the old apostles told us that back in the day with the table and all that kind of stuff. The sack days and all that kind of shit going on. When money starts getting involved on a large scale like that, there's gonna be corruption in there somewhere. Right? That's just the truth, man. And like I said, it's a foolish thing. Wouldn't it be like a right asshole that all this time you glorify yourself, you don't even fucking make it. What was this all about then? You acting like you're some big shot here, but you ain't on a chariot. You ain't fucking nobody, man. You look like an idiot. So we all should stay humble, man, and just wait it out, man. And even if you have position or rank, Scripture speaks about the greater thou art, the more humble thou become, man. That's how we should be thinking about these things, man. And like I said, we get our examples from the elders and apostles, man, because that's how they come across to us, man. They ain't trying to make themselves, self-important like that. But understand that they have duty and responsibilities being at the top of this week, being our leaders, man. All right? So they have a certain authority that they speak with.
The more you be on top, the more responsibility as well. So you're gonna have to battle many battles, like spiritual and physical, because you're gonna be tested if you're correct of your position. So if you're of the flesh, you're gonna bow to the flesh. The point you're gonna exalt yourself because the spirit of they deceive you. They tell you you are somebody, but you're not. Like if we see Nate, what he doing now, riding on horses on the front of the magazine. All this is a proud spirit. It's a spirit. Yes, we may use to catch. Judge maybe who are looking for for the choose, but the majority is like the.
But you know what? Sorry for cutting you, right? But go back to fishing, right? You go back to fishing, right? You use different baits, you get different fish. You get different hooks, you get different fish, right? Nate's hook and bait is different from ours. Ours is for the elect, It's the bait that the elect are gonna bite onto. The bait that Nate and these other camps use, the world bites that net, And so you're gonna get a whole bunch of goons, and low lives and whatever in these different camps because they're attracted to the things that you're putting on show. Because they like what they see, and they to to a degree like what they hear, right? They don't like what they hear from us, same way they didn't like what they heard from Yahweh Shai, right? And so those type of guys ain't gonna come to us because we don't tick the boxes for them. That's fine. But just know that this thing of ours is not about numbers. Okay, it's not about appearances. It's not about mirth. It's not about none of those things, right? We are only here for the elect's sake, man. And the elect will hear what that Lord said, my sheep shall hear my voice. The rest, they don't hear. They can stay deaf, they can stay dumb, blind, whatever, man. They can stay with these other groups, man. But the elect will hear. And they will be drawn to us, man. All right? But I say we're not trying to bait you in with fucking barbecues and rap videos and fucking plush high holiday feasts and things like that. Doing fashion walk shows and movies and come on, man. This is what we're supposed to be about. It sounds absurd, man.
This is the book of Matthew, 13 and 47. It says, again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind, which when it was full, they drew to shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast bad away. So shall it be at the end of the world. The angel shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just. So yeah, as a brother say, man, we preach this word. It's like we're casting the hooks, man, the net, So it depends what kind of fish you're gonna caught, man. There are some good fish and bad fish.
Yep.
So Moshe is interesting with what? Oh, he's looking for what? The good fish, the clean fish.
Yep.
Which are the hopeful elect. But the bad one, Moshe says, what? Just leave them. Sow them in the seed. And what the seed means, sea is the word, people, which are going to be destroyed, man, at the end of the word.
It's like this truth. The scripture speaks about it's sweet in thy mouth, but bitter in thy stomach, man. But the way like these other camps teach, it's like it's sweet in the mouth and sweet in the stomach. They don't really pay any attention to the bitterness of the scriptures. And they're only concentrating on making life great for themselves or whatever, man. But it's like with sugars, create parasites in your stomach, man. You eat too much sweet shit, man. Sometimes you need that bitterness, But just with that analogy, also with the parasites, now that means that within your organization, you're gonna have parasites, man. People that are not really legit. They're not really about this truth, man. They're just about the community that they're in. And that's all they're about. And they, probably one of them at the top. So like the rulers, so are the officers. It's just not healthy. It's not healthy balance, man. It's not real. Okay, it's not as the scriptures say, right?
Okay. Let me go back to you classical Bible.
Huh?
You was reading.
No, I wasn't reading. What was you at?
The Bible.
Oh yeah. Because then you guys ain't you ain't prepared, man. So yeah, go.
This is the book of Matthew 25 and 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps.
Right, so they were prepared, man. Right? They had this truth, 100% of the truth, right? They studied it, right? They put their faith in it, put their trust in it, right? And so they were ready for when the Lord turned up, when all these prophecies were to come. Those that weren't prepared, man, they're gonna be left running around like headless chickens, wondering what to do next. Well, we've known for a long time what's gonna be done and what it is that we're gonna be doing, even though it's not gonna be us that's doing it in that time. Because like I say, it's gonna be the Spirit of the Lord that's gonna be guiding us through all this chaos. Because we ain't got no plan. We ain't got no plan per se that, oh yeah, this is what when that happens, I'm gonna go to my cousin's yard. And there's no plan like that. There really isn't, right? But what we do know, what we will be doing is just trusting in the Lord, man. Trusting in the Spirit. Okay, whatever it is that we end up doing, we're just gonna trust in what we're doing. If we decide to go here or decide to go there, it's the thought or the Spirit, the Most High putting you to have that thought, right?
As,
So
as you mentioned before, sorry to cut. You say like you may send somebody to chase you away.
yeah,
Man.
you know, someone actually forces you out of your house
Yeah,
because shit goes down. You can't hold that spot down no more. You can't protect it, you know, and you get in trouble, man. It's safer to leave. Leave everything behind. Like Sodom and Gomorrah, leave it all behind. That place is gonna get destroyed. That house is gonna be run with demons. So you need to get out. And so you're just gonna move. You don't know where you're gonna go. You might feel like, depending on your proximity to brothers and stuff like that, you might go towards another brother to see what his situation's like or whatever. Whatever the case may be, man, we don't know. We don't know. We're just gonna completely move in the Spirit. Whatever thoughts come into our mind that the Most High give us, man, we're just gonna go with that and see how it works out. You know, and just trust in the Lord. That's all we're gonna be able to do in that day.
And it's not gonna be easy to change that those codes that Most High is gonna send to us, man. Now it's gonna be established, like a computer. I mean, a robot when you program it, it's gonna follow the program. Yes, that's how we're gonna do, man. We're gonna be following the program of Mosiah. You know that we're gonna follow what Mosiah said, man. This path, you need to take this path. We're gonna take that path.
Because guess what? We ain't gonna be traveling heavy. We're gonna be traveling pretty light because we're not gonna have to carry too much stuff with us. You know, just like Lot and that. They come out with shit, all right. Everything was burnt up. That's why Lot's wife had to look back because she had possessions were there. Her life was there, and she got turned into a pit of salt. She got put to death, right? So we're not gonna be traveling heavy. So it's not like we're gonna be prepared for whatever's out there in the world for us. We're not gonna be prepared for that. It's the Most High that's gonna deal with it for us, man. You know. And I said, whatever that path is that we get led on, man. We're just gonna believe in what it is that we're doing. Just like Abraham, when he was first taken from his family and was taken out there to walk around in the middle of nowhere, essentially amongst all these different nations. It took faith for him to do that.
Yeah, trust me.
You know, and that's what the Lord counted to him as righteousness, man, because he believed the word of the Heavenly Father. He just went out there. It's fucking treacherous, man. Dangerous outside. You know, but he did it anyway. And that's what we're gonna have to be like. That's why we're the true sons of Abraham through faith. You know, that's what the elected Israel is. The true sons of Abraham. Okay.
This is Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding.
Yeah, lean not unto your own understanding. Because what the fuck are you gonna know in that time anyway? Like I said, like we don't know. Like there's nobody can prepare themselves for the day that's coming, for the days that are coming.
As you said before, man, people may be wise in maybe in specifically knowledge, you know, like in knowing herbs, you know, this plant, that plant, you know, how beneficial is for your body, you know, because these people been preparing for long, but in that day, you may end up in the forest, I mean, wherever you may be, just pick up the long berry or long fruit, man, you end up dead, man, you know, because all this time you've been trusting in your own understanding. You didn't trust in to the Creator, man. You know, which is every Father, man. You know.
That's it.
As it goes on to say, in all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct thy path.
He should direct our path, man. Because we ain't gonna know where the fuck we need to go. Where do I go? I don't know. I don't know nothing about what's gonna happen in terms of what I'm gonna be doing in that day. Or where's the best place to go? I don't fucking know. You know, there's no point thinking about it. The whole world's messed up. Like, what is the point of sitting there trying to work out a plan in the midst of that? Just give yourself to the Lord, man. You know, that's all we can do. You know, What we can do, man.
Yeah, we go back to the book of Matthew 25 uh, and 5. It say what? While the and 4. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps, while the bridegroom tarried. They all slumbered and slept. And at the midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him.
Like the call came, right? The call to action came, right? Like I said, in that time, we're not going to be pressured into believing Esau and taking his mark. We're not going to feel that kind of pressure, man, because we're going to know not to do that. You know, though we have that spirit upon us still, right? We're going to know not to do that. You people now, you other groups, you other camps out there, you don't know not to take that because you've been taught something different. You're going to feel that pressure, man. Oh, should I, shouldn't I? You should already know whether you should or shouldn't. That's why it's impossible for you to do a pivot shift at that moment in time, man, and to put your trust in the Most High and, you know, the fact that this MOTB is, this CHIP is the MOTB. You're not going to have proper, true trust in that, man. It's going to be too quick. You've not, not gave it time to settle. You know, like cement. When you put cement down, man, you can't just start using it. You got to wait for it to harden, man, to settle, to endure, right? You have to endure with these things. But you've not given yourself the time to, man. So you're going to be panicking. You ain't going to be in the right mind state. You're going to make mistakes that you shouldn't have made if you trusted in the word from before or longer. You know?
Yeah, because that time we're going to be in constant war. Escape. We're going to be trying to escape from one danger to another. As the Bible says,
Yep.
In the book of Amos 5 and 18, Hosea is going to bring different avenue of judgment that you're going to be in a constant war. Try to run away from them, But at the end of the day, those who are not with the Lord, they're going to be caught up with those judgments. But those who are most judged, they're going to escape.
The only exception to what I'm talking about, change like that is those elect that are going to come in at the 11th hour. But like I said, their minds probably already, well, not that they're settled right this moment, but they're probably in the back of their minds about this doctrine that I've got right now. I'm not too sure about it. They have doubts about the doctrine they got right now. And our doctrine or the Lord's doctrine is playing around in their mind at this very moment. And they don't know which one to settle with right now. Whereas other guys, they are sure in Nate's breakdown, or they're sure in General Yohana's breakdown. But you got, like I said, some of those amongst them in the congregation that may be of the elect that are doubting their doctrine. Those are the ones that, who could make the shift, the 11th hour Israelites, man. Because when it gets to that point, they ain't going to feel comfortable with that, man. And they're going to start believing more and more on what we're saying. As time gets closer, as more and more information comes out, man. I'm telling you, man, as soon as Esau starts offering that CHIPs, man, people are going to be losing their fucking minds, man, amongst the Hebrew Israelite community. Not us, but the rest of these camps, man, they're going to be losing their fucking shit, man. There's going to be all kind of disarray. Same thing when the V-shots came. They didn't know what the fuck to do. Nate told you, Nate was playing semantics, so but he basically encouraged you, if you take it, take it,
So to play hypocrite,
yeah, right? And some of them men died. So the trust and the doubt, that's all going to be there, man. When the Esau starts, we take this here, but have this, and get your CBDCs and your universal basic income. Yeah, just get this and be taken care of. You Negroes can get it first, right? Because we neglected you in the past. Same with the V-shot, they'll do the same thing now with that. So when they drop that, man, it'd be a crazy day, crazy time after then, man. And you're gonna have people leaving camps and all kinds of shit. Because really, most of them are just hoping that ain't never gonna happen. And when it does, that's when they be questioning their doctrine. Because it's what we've been saying. Beginning of our elders and apostles is what we've been saying, man. And we've been on the money. We've been on point with it. You know? Yeah, go on up. You'll close up in a minute. So.
Then those virgin Allah's
Rose,
yeah, and they trimmed their lamps, and the foolish said unto the wise, give us your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and for you, sorry. But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourself. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh.
All right, so this parable makes it sound like they actually went and got, right? And they came back later. So they got their oil and they trimmed their lamps and that, but it was too late. So all this time you had the opportunity to get this word, to get what we have, right? Because you neglected to take heed to it, to take it, right? You have to go without and have to go get it at a later date. So you're trying to get things, understand things now. There's gonna come a point in time where it's too late, and there's no point you coming to try and come to the Lord saying, look, yeah, but you know, I understand this now. I'm ready. I'm ready. No, you should have been ready.
I believe now.
Yeah, I believe that you should have been ready. And everybody's gonna come to that conclusion or come to that point at some point. You know, that's it. Except for the elect that come in that late. The rest of you doesn't matter if you believe it or not now.
As you say, the Lord himself said, not all of them that say, Lord, Lord, shall see the kingdom of heaven, man.
Right.
You know, some of them have to perish this side. So there are some men and women of the nation of Israel who are in the know, but they don't believe the old truth, man. They're gonna have to perish this side, man.
That's right. And it's the same thing that took place with Noah. Noah was preaching. Noah was telling them all that this was going to happen. You know, the rain was going to fall down, the Lord was going to flood the earth. They didn't want to hear it, man. Right? But they started to believe when the rain started to fall.
Yes.
But the door was closed. The Lord closed the door.
Yeah.
You know, it was too late for you now. That you should have started believing when I started teaching. How long was Noah teaching for? It was almost like 100 years or something, wasn't it?
100 years.
Right? They should have been learning and believing from then. But no, they didn't want to do it then. They wanted to get right at the very end, man. Try and change the whole belief system.
I believe some Jakes, they say, oh, they're going to take the thing
and take it out and do all this madness. Yeah. Bro, no, that's not happening. The Lord is not going to accept you.
Do they take, man? That's it. You break the commandment.
That's it.
Well, that's a commandment.
He didn't say if you have it when I come. No, he didn't say if you take it. No matter when you took it, how you took it, if you take it, or where you took it, hand, head, ankle, whatever, if you take it, the Lord has marked you for death.
But I took it out, Lord.
But you took it. You for a moment there, you believed in Esau. You bowed to him. I don't want you. Because the Lord said, "Oh, I've roughly paraphrased and set aside men that have not bowed the knee to Baal, the remnant, right? You bowed your knee. Lord don't want you, man. Lord never came for you. Those that bowed the knee. So all that bullshit about, oh, I'll just take it at lastminute.com, all that stuff, you know, or I'm just going to use it for this and that, whatever, man. Whatever excuses, man. The Lord is not accepting those excuses. You know, you have to be ready. You have to know. Right? And like I said, try and change your foundation and that kind of stuff and what you think that the MLTB is, man. A lot of you are going to be too late for you, man. Because you're not going to have the foundation there, the trust, the faith in that thing. You know? And that's the fire you're playing with, man. We're not here to play with fire. We want to stay far away as from the fire as possible. You know? But that's what it's going to be like for you Israelites, man. They're playing games. I think this Israelite thing is a is a fucking community club or some shit. You know, it's not what it's about, man. Any more on that? That was it, wasn't it? Okay. In that case, then, yep, we're gonna close up. Lord Willis has been edifying. We'll give all praises and all glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Chachadash. We want to give again double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS that taught us well. And shalom to the whole elect, man. So till next time, you say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.